Welcome to Everyday AI with me, Heidi, where I share some simple ways that you can incorporate AI into your everyday life. Today, I'm going to use Gemini to build a 3 night birthday trip itinerary to somewhere in Europe. I haven't actually specified where I want to go because I want Gemini to make some recommendations based on the parameters shared in the prompt. So, before we get started, just a reminder of my 5 step prompting framework and how I use it in this particular example. So, first is I'm going to create the persona, which is going to be a travel agent. The second step is I'm going to provide the context. So, this is everything around the trip, the occasion, it's my birthday, the types of things that I like to do, how many people are going, just me and my boyfriend, these types of things. Three is I'm going to provide the instruction. Again, that is the output that you want the engine to give you as a result. So I want an itinerary, 3 potential cities with recommendations on hotels, restaurants, activities, and things to do based on the context I share. Four is going to be any limitation. So I do want to limit the search to only Europe, short haul, direct flights from a London airport under 3 hours. So things like that. And then five, we will further iterate and refine on the prompt once it comes out. So let's see what our initial prompt gives us, and we will go from there. I start with my persona, add the context, plug in the instruction, and list limitations. No financial limitations. Just kidding. We'll delete that. And then we let Gemini think. One cool thing Gemini does, being part of Google, is this map next to the output. And you can see on the left 3 cities with proposed detailed activities and itineraries for each city. And we've been given Bordeaux, Verona, and Porto as the 3 options. Okay. So, you know what? I actually really like the initial output that Gemini has provided to me. There's 3 really great looking options. However, we never settle for the first recommendation from any AI engine. So, I'm going to further refine these results. So, first of all, I want to go somewhere where both myself and my boyfriend have never been. So I'm going to ask Gemini to replace Porto with an alternative location in Europe. Secondly, I want to help make my decision with pricing. So I'm also going to ask Gemini to build on the existing prompt that or the existing output that we have and to break down what kind of price point are we looking at for each of these trips? So let's see what iterate and refine can get us in Gemini. As mentioned, we've already done Porto, so I want an alternative. So it's given us an option for Provence, but I actually have already got Bordeaux in the list. So I want something that's a little bit more different from Bordeaux. So let's do something that's not in France. Instead, it's given me Lake Como, Italy. Now, again, it's a second option in Italy. So I'm going to revise this a little bit more and further refine the prompt. And you'll see I'm specifically asking to have each option in a different country. Third time's the charm. We get Vienna, which I'm very happy about this itinerary. Now that we're good with our three countries and cities, we're going to get an estimate of the average pricing for each of these trips. And now we've got a detailed breakdown for each of the cities, an overview of the itinerary that has been recommended, and an average estimated price. We have that for Bordeaux, for Verona, and for Vienna. Each of these items you can actually click on, and it will take you to a booking site to continue going down that path. Instead, I'm actually going to export this into a Google Doc so that I can save it and use it for planning with my boyfriend for this trip. So now we've got all that information into the Google document, which can now be edited and revised as we finalize our plans. Okay, so apparently I'm quite expensive. Somewhere between 4.5 and 5,000 pounds for 3 nights to one of these cities. Go figure. My boyfriend has recommended maybe we do 2 nights instead of three. We'll figure that one out. Um, just if you are doing something like this and you are using Gemini for this type of a planning exercise, you can actually take this one step further in the engine itself. You can go in and click on hotels or restaurant links within the actual result, and you can move forward with booking if you want to. So that is something that you can potentially do if you're doing this on your own. I have taken a different option, as you saw, which was to export that into a document, and my boyfriend and I will take that away, look at it, and figure out, what we want to do. But I do think we will end up doing one of the three recommended cities and rough itineraries that were provided in this particular output. So, in any case, I am actually very impressed with the options that Gemini has provided. You did see, I did have to refine it a little bit, right? So, don't give up if the first result that you get from any AI engine isn't exactly what you want. Refine it as many times as you want. Ask it some questions. Say, I don't like this. Can we do that? How about switching in this instead of that? There's a lot that you can do in there. So don't get discouraged if you get one thing and you're like, that's not really what I wanted. Give it more and it will continue building on that prompt until you're happy with the output that you get. That's it for today. We have plugged in some parameters, shared what we wanted Gemini to create for us, came off the back of that with a pretty detailed and bespoke travel itinerary, which, if we had done this just by searching things and looking up various links across the web, this could have taken a really long time. And we did this in under 10 minutes. And this, again, is just a great example of the benefits of using AI in your everyday life, doing things faster and freeing you up to actually go do some of the things that you enjoy at the weekend. Thank you so much for joining me for this quick episode. If you like this content and want to see more, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and leave any comments of how you're using AI in your everyday life. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time.